Hello everyone, my name is Matt Scorpion and welcome to the No Peeking Triumph Guide. Now you might have noticed there are a few darkness rifts that are open. They're just kind of little tears in reality that for the Gumshoe Triumph you're going to want to go ahead and close all 10 of them. There are 8 in the open world that can be found without ever going to orbit and 2 that are a little more restricted. Now, I shall clarify that you will need to have completed the Witch Queen campaign and unlocked the exotic grenade launcher Parasite to continue with this process. And like I said, there are 8 in the open world, 3 per main region, 3 per lost sector, and then 2 that are just kind of in odd areas not so normally available. Now, when you're going to start off, there's one in Quagmire, so as soon as you drop, head to the right towards where the Alluring Curtain / Apothecary area is, but don't go all the way. Now, once you get to this little hut, you will notice that there is the first rift that you can find right up in the ceiling. Now, it is immune to normal weaponry, but it is also immune to parasites. So what would you need to do to actually damage it? Well, reload it, look at the ground a little bit close to you, and get Worm Byproduct active for dealing splash damage yourself. Worm Byproduct is how you're able to break them. Now from there, you're going to want to head to the Extraction Lost Sector. Now I will also specify, for this Lost Sector, it is the one that it is beneath the cliff that you need deep sight to kind of find naturally. But for every Lost Sector that you need to enter, you don't need to keep an eye out prior. Just hammer straight through it all the way to the cache code at the end, because that is pretty much almost always right next to it. So you can ignore the entire Lost Sector as long as you want to. Now after completing it and in the extraction one, looking at the chest, you're going to want to collect it, but at the same time just turn directly behind you as the Darkness Rift is just kind of floating above the exit to this Lost Sector. Now, as walking straight back out, you can use this to head straight for the Florescent Canal. And once again, there's going to be one in the region itself and one in the Lost Sector in the Florescent Canal. Following the main road in the Florescent Canal, once you see that fountain, you're going to want to take a hard right just before it, and once you're on the edge behind whatever sort of gazebo-looking thing that is, go ahead and proc Worm Byproduct and shoot the Darkness Rift that's floating just behind it, as long as you don't waste a shot. Now, as long as you don't incorrectly aim and jump right off of the world, you're going to want to head in that general direction, which is just back the way you came to find the Lost Sector. It is right next to where the Witch's Ritual public event would be in the Florescent Canal. Once again, once you're at the loot chest, go ahead and grab it, and then look directly to your right, as in the corner of the boss room is this Lost Sector's Darkness Rift. And I'd recommend you walk straight out of this one, as well as the next one is in the Queen's Bailey, which is pretty much in the next region over in the Florescent Canal. If you don't remember exactly how to get there, I'm showing you how just now. Once the zone transition happens, just keep going forward until you get to the fountain where you'd place the osmic fragment for the exotic glaive quests. And once you get to this fountain, look directly up, as the Darkness Rift is floating right above your head. Now from here, you're going to want to fast travel back to Quagmire and then start heading towards the Miasma region, as those are the last two that are just in the general open world, and there's going to be one more that's hiding in a little more exclusive place. Once you enter the Miasma, you're going to want to hug the left wall and head to where Valor the Disciple kicks off, where those two Light-Bearing Knights are always hanging out. It is right next to where they like to hang out. Head to the right and look at this pedestal, and it is floating right above it. Now, if you're not suppressed, or if you are, go ahead and grab your Sparrow and head for the Lost Sector in this area. The next Darkness Rift is a little bit tricky, so I will have to show you exactly how, just in case. After defeating the boss and finding the catch, there is a lift that will take you out of the Lost Sector as a shortcut back, but you're going to want to either proc it beforehand or hold the thing, just because you have to navigate yourself out of the lift so you don't fall back into the hole, and because there's no real way out. The Darkness Rift is right underneath you if you were to launch in the hole, so procking before to shoot as you go by, or landing however you want to do it, depending on if you're not able to make it out of there. From there, if you want to teleport back to the Quagmire fast travel, head for the Temple of the Cunning, which is beneath the Temple of the Wrathful, which if you need help on getting back there, I will show you now. Once you get to this room, I'd recommend you take the right and take the portal, because that will just save you a bunch of time and headaches with the spore jumping areas. Now, in case you didn't find it too, as you're heading to the Temple of the Cunning, after this room, there is one of the lucent moths in the next room. It's pretty easy to find. You just need to make your way down here in case you haven't before. Once you get to the big chasm, you're going to want to go ahead and just jump straight down like a usual Guardian. And you're going to backtrack through the original Cunning mission just because of the fact that you can't exactly access the temple itself, but you will need to go the same path you did to escape. Once you're past the 2 swinging lamps, go ahead and hug the right the best you can, and go back up the path you used to escape. After you pass the last swinging lamp, you'll see a deep sight option. Go ahead and reveal that deep sight, and that will give you access to the last rift in the open world. After blasting it, if you've been following the guide correctly, you should have 8 of the 10 completed, and from there, you're going to want to go ahead and load right into the Altars of Reflection. Now, I don't think it needs to be a specific one, or come from a specific lost sector, or launch from the map. All don't matter, and you're just going to need to do it, as the rift to find is right next to the memory location where you listen to some Savathûn dialogue. Once you enter the room, place the memory or do not, but regardless, take a hard left and look directly over the water, and you will find the Darkness Rift 9 of 10. And from there, if you want, you can load straight into the Wellspring. Now, this is an important detail. It doesn't matter if it is attack or defend, because just like the Lucent Moth in the Wellspring, they made it so that it is available regardless of what direction you're going. It just matters of where you come from. Because if it's from attack, you'll need to go up. If it's defend, you need to do it before you go down. It is right at the area where you would either jump down or you get sent up via the lifts. Now, once you make your landing or before you jump, you're going to want to look towards where the resonant splinter would be, and then look directly up to your left, and that is where the last darkness rift you need is. Once you break it, that should be 10 of 10, and that should be the no peeking triumph completed. Once you claim all of it, that is the triumph for the seal. And with that, my name is Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.
Stop being concerned, no chances keep on passing us by. We're looking up.